If you like this video, why not subscribe? Hey everybody, welcome back. If you've been watching this show for any length of time, you will definitely recognize this. This is a hardware store clamp light. They cost from about $6 to $8. You can get them at a lot of places. And what I've got here is attached to my PVC light stand and reinforced with a spring clamp. And I've used these in the past. I lit all of my early episodes with a couple of these lights and a backlight. It comes in very handy. It's very inexpensive. It wouldn't take very much money to get you a few of these so that you could light your scene. The only problem is that if you do any kind of client work, the look of this is not going to impress anybody. I mean, it looks pretty cheap. It is cheap looking. However, I was thinking of upgrading my PVC stands to something a little more retail, a little more entry level. That might help if I shoot any client type stuff. And that's when I got this. This is a Fotodiox stand right here. It's an entry level model. You can get these from $10 to $20 a piece, depending on how many you buy at once. But it's got the collapsible neck right here that folds up. It's got the tripod legs that fold up. It's nice. It's light. Definitely suits my purposes. And I was able to adapt my clamp light to it because I didn't want to clamp the light directly to the stand, even though that still works. But I wanted to kind of change the whole look of it and give it something that's a little more organic to the stand itself. So I created this little rig here. It cost me about $7. And if you're thinking of doing the same thing, I thought you might be interested in what I did. If you are going to upgrade your light stand or get retail light stands, get the ones that have the 1/4-20 thread coming out of the stud here on top, or at least female threads, so that you can adapt it with a male-to-male adapter and give yourself the option of putting 1/4-20 accessories onto your light stand, because as you know, that tripod mount size is everywhere and there's all kinds of stuff that use it. And so this is just another place you can use it. And that's what I've done. I've taken a mini ball head here. This is about a little over $3 on eBay. This is the same one I've used on a million other rigs that you've seen here on this channel. I like it a lot. And so I've got the mini ball head, and then I've got this kind of 1/4-20 end cap on top of the thread coming out of the top right here. And that end cap has a little ball on the end. And the reason that little ball is important is because this yoke here that holds this light attaches to a little ball joint, and that's what gives it that articulating action. And you cannot mount this light on a 1/4-20 thread other than using the yoke that comes with it. So I had to find that little ball, and I did. I found some parts on eBay. It's about $13.50 for 4 of them. So I ordered them, and when I got them in, I tried screwing them onto this 1/4-20 thread here on top of the mini ball head, and it didn't work. And I discovered after looking at them and messing with them is that the threads in these parts are all reversed. They won't go onto a standard 1/4-20 thread. They're reversed. And I'm not sure what they're made for, but they're reversed. So I had to take a 1/4-20 tap and tap out the holes. I put the part in some locking pliers and took a tap, and I just cross-threaded it until I had the threads deep enough so that I could now mount it on this mini ball head, and then it would sit properly and accept the yoke, so that now I could have the light mounted on top of the light stand here and have the articulating action that I had before using the mini ball head. Now the next thing I did to this light, or how I upgraded, was that I've now got an LED light in here instead of an incandescent light. And I'll tell you why in a minute, but to tell you the advantages of an LED light, if you don't know about it, these are in bulb form, and they've been around for a while. But these have been developed and are just starting to be usable, I think, in a production or an inexpensive production environment. But first off, the LEDs, they run cooler than incandescent lights. They last longer, and they use less power. And using less power is important because let's say you want to use these lights remotely. You can power them using one of those emergency power supplies that you'd have in the back of your car in case your car died and you want to start it. They're all over the place in hardware stores and whatnot, but you could power all of your lights off of that, opposed to having to run a generator, let's say, if you're going to power bigger, stronger lights. But you could power a bunch of these and it would last a while using one of those power packs, and that's something you could do for as long with, say, incandescent bulbs. Another nice thing I like about these LEDs is they're advanced a little more now, where they're actually dimmable, so you can plug them into a dimmer and you have that kind of control. I'm using the dimmer that I built in my very first episode, and it does work with this light. This light also has kind of a rubberized coating on the bulb, which does get a little hot, but the rubberized coating will not only keep it cool so you can touch it and change the light, even though the ceramic base does get pretty hot. But if you drop it, it's got kind of this rubberized coating and it shouldn't break. I mean, unless you're going to smash it with a hammer or something. I don't think this light would break if you drop it. That's another advancement. But the best thing about this light is, because like I said, they've been around for a while, but they've always been kind of pricey, like $12, $20. And this is a 75 watt equivalent bulb. And Home Depot recently, for some reason, slashed all their prices on these lights, and now they're like $6 a piece. So I'll leave a link below so you can check that out. But if you've got a local Home Depot, go in and check out these Cree light bulbs. $6 is a smoking deal. In fact, you're not going to find that good a price anywhere else, but for some reason Home Depot has this low price. So at any rate, that is how I've upgraded my clamp light. I'll leave links below in the description to everything mentioned in this episode, and I thank you for watching.